two guests for tonight's show are Yasmin and Humaira. Now, we've had Yasmin on the show quite a few times on the Health and Fitness show recently, talking about Amani's journey and raising awareness and money for brain tumor research. And she was also at the marathon on Sunday, a couple of days ago. It just feels so long ago. Oh, it just feels like a bit of a blur. And she was there this time supporting all of us from Luton, but specifically Humaira, who ran for Amani, and Humaira was Amani's best friend. And I'm very grateful that you have joined us today to just tell us a little bit about how you managed to conquer the marathon.
No, first of all, thank you for having me. It was hard. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. I think I definitely underestimated it because from someone who doesn't run at all. I went from someone who doesn't run at all. I didn't even actually do any road running before the marathon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How did you actually prepare?
In the gym.
Interesting. So on like a treadmill or just like weight?
Yeah. No, on the treadmill, but I didn't realize.
That's really good for people to like know, actually, because although
no, I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay,
definitely, definitely.
No, don't do it. You have to run
because it's so different, and everyone would say this to me, but I'm like, I'm still running. Like it's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing at all.
So I actually can't run on a treadmill at all. However slow I do it, I kind of constantly feel like I'm slipping, and I feel like I don't have control over how I'm running, if that makes sense, or how quickly, because I think when you're running on the road, you can kind of take one step slower every couple of steps, or I don't know, something, you can regulate yourself a little bit better, whereas the treadmill kind of expects you to just be going at a pace.
So I think that's why I found it harder though, because obviously with the treadmill, it keeps your pace up for you. Whereas when you're on the road, you're on your own. Like there's no one helping you. There's no treadmill helping you. There's no belt helping you. So, and especially with the weather that I had, it was that much harder because I was running against the wind and rain.
Oh. But you made it.
Alhamdulillah.
And you completed it, which is an amazing achievement. We were just talking to Amy and saying that we're now in the top 1% or only 1%. But we couldn't figure out if it was the world, the population, the country, but it's 1%. Which is
1%.
It's 1%. And, we've done well, and you've done amazingly because you were also raising money for brain tumor research.
Yeah, thank you.
So can you tell us a bit about kind of your journey in doing that and what it meant to you?
So initially I was actually inspired by my cousin who ran it. So she ran it in 2021, I believe. Might have gotten that wrong, but yeah, it's the October one, not last year, the year before. Yeah. So I saw her and I was like, oh my God, this would be such a good way to like raise awareness and everything. And it came to my head, I was like, oh my God, I could do it for brain tumor.
Yeah.
And when I first told Amani about it, she actually laughed in my face. She was like, there's no way you're doing that. Like, she was there like, not a chance. But I was like, okay. I was like, look, listen. And I sent Auntie the screenshot of our messages the other day. And she was like, well, if you do it, I'll be at the end with the Mackies, which obviously, unfortunately, she wasn't. But honestly, I'm just glad I got to live up to that promise that I made to her, that I would run the 26.2. Probably didn't run it all, but, completed it for her.
Completed it. That's what counts. It doesn't matter how you do it. Yeah.
And I thought it was sweet in your message, Humaira, where you said that Amani's the only person you'd actually run 26.2 miles for. Yeah,
and that has definitely been reinforced now. I'm not doing it for anyone else.
Not doing it for anyone else. And that's so amazing. And it just shows really like the influence that Amani had on people and, her legacy, and that, even, after all this time, people are still doing this and making like all of this effort. So that must mean a lot to you guys as a family.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Humaira's a really great, close friend with Amani. They were friends since the age of 14, I think, wasn't it, Humaira? Humaira's done surprise birthday parties for Amani at the age of, was it her 14th or 15th birthday around our house when we were, had builders in and the house was totally upside down. Humaira came in and did it for Amani. Their joint 18th birthday party together, and Humaira was, really there for Amani throughout her illness as well. And it couldn't have been, they're yet still young themselves, so it couldn't have been easy for them to go from having a totally healthy friend planning her wedding to then having to be by her side when she was so ill. And Humaira was the one, I think, who were pivotal behind the Just Giving page for the wells that they set up. So we got, I think, was it 17 wells for Amani, Humaira?
Wow.
It was, yeah. No, it was 21 wells, but 17,000, just over £17,000, I think.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's just like a testament to their friendship, really. And I mean, had to be there to see Humaira. And, you know, I felt for her as well, because I felt that, you know, obviously, like you said, you're not a natural runner. And I think you just felt like, because you'd promised it to Amani, that you felt like you had to do it. So I did really feel for Humaira. It wasn't easy, but, you know, credit where credit's due. You know, you lived up to your word, and you know, I'm sure you made Amani very proud, and you definitely made us proud. And I'm glad that we were there for you.
Thank you.
What was the hardest bit? Or when did you start feeling, actually, you know what, I may have underestimated this?
So
I feel like I was the same. You know, I was also kind of just a bit like, yeah, you know what, like, how bad could it be?
This was my thing, but I didn't quite realise how bad it could get. So, to be fair, I was doing fine up until mile 10, which I know sounds very early on, but mile 10, I felt something in my car.
10 miles is a long distance. Not many people.
I know, but because I wasn't used to like feeling any sort of injuries or anything, because I hadn't done any road running, I felt something in my calf, and I was like, this isn't right. So I messaged my family at the time, and I was like, guys, like, look, I've done something in my calf, so I don't think I'll meet the time, because I was hoping to do it in sub 5 hours. Very wishful thinking, but
what time did you make?
I think 6 hours something.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I don't care about the timing anymore.
Well, exactly.
But that's the thing.
But yeah. So at mile 10, I felt something in my calf, and then I ran after London Bridge, which I think is mile 11 or 12, and then I saw the halfway point, and after that it was just a doubt. Then I pulled something in my hip. Oh god, it was just
painful.
I think the hardest bit though was definitely, you know what I felt, but it felt like it went on forever. Canary Wharf. I don't know why it felt like it went on forever. Every time I look up, it's still like Canary Wharf. Oh God, how long does this last?
See, I think the thing that got me through was that I hadn't actually really looked at the route. Kind of like a day or so before, they have a video that kind of like, and last year it was pink, and there was like a pink light that went through it all. And I just remember looking at it and being like, oh my God, this is such a long route, and it really is like across London. But I actually had no idea what was coming up next. So it was like a constant surprise. So I was literally running. And then we kind of turned a corner, and everyone like got their phones out, and it was like, oh, Cutty Sark. And I was like, oh, this is a thing. Okay, let me take pictures. And then like, again, I like run. And I turned a corner, and it was like, oh, I'm on Tower Bridge. Oh, yeah, this is a landmark. Okay, I'm here. So actually, I didn't know how long, you know, things were going to take or anything else. And it was just all like a little bit of a daze. But
no, I felt the same, because I didn't look at the course map until the day of, but I couldn't figure out, like, because it's so small on the picture, it doesn't look.
Yeah. An hour.
You know when you cross, because you've seen it, like, you know when you cross London Bridge and you look across the bit, like across the road, and there's runners running backwards.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, fine. I'm like, it's cool, because I'm gonna come around the corner,
and come back.
And I saw 35 kilometers, and I was like, okay, 35 kilometers is only there. Not realizing, I have to do a whole like detour of London.
I have to do like another like 10 kilometers in the middle before I get there. Yeah, not ideal, but it's always worth it when, you know, we're doing it for an actual cause. Yeah. And we've linked below the YouTube link, your fundraising page. So I really hope anyone listening does donate and support brain tumor research and all the amazing work that all of you have been doing to raise awareness for this, you know, horrible disease, and, you know, continue to keep making it worthwhile.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, I definitely think it's important. I mean, you know, I had no idea about brain tumours before Amani got ill. So, and obviously we were, I think, we were 22 at the time. And it just felt like so surreal. So, and to not know anything, because you hear a lot about breast cancer and like different types of cancers, but that brain cancer, I didn't have any knowledge, to be honest with you. And then when you look into the statistics, and it's like less than 1% is being funded of the whole like research and stuff. It's like, it is disappointing, especially knowing that, you know, something could have been done.
Yeah.
It's always that feeling, and especially like seeing Amani go through it and feeling so helpless. Like we couldn't do anything. We couldn't do anything like to physically make it better. So yeah, and I definitely promised her that we'd continue fighting in her name, or for her anyway. So well, that's going to continue on.
You're definitely doing that, and we're all very proud of you, and I'm sure she is as well. And you know, we did the show a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago now, with Amani's doctors and oncologists and surgeons. You know, there is a lot of hope for the future. So inshallah.
It's actually because on Saturday is Amani's birthday, so she would have been 25. Yeah. And it's actually 3 years ago when she collapsed at home, and you know, our life's changed forever and will never be the same. Yeah. So it's, you know, and just a few days ago, wasn't it, Humaira? She was walking to your house because it was lockdown, giving you presents at the front door.
Literally, yeah. Because my birthday was yesterday. Me and Amani are like 5 days apart. Yeah, 5 days apart. So I mean, it's definitely, that's another thing that's been so weird to do. Like, it's just like the small miles. I know, like, everyone's like, yeah, you have a birthday every year, and when you don't have your best friend there, it's so difficult. I mean, everyone knew Amani as like the queen of paragraphs. She'd send you this long essay, and at the time, obviously, I mean, I read back on them, and you know, we'd always say, we're gonna hit this milestone together, we're gonna be at each other's weddings, we're gonna be doing this and that, growing old. And it's sad. It is sad that I guess we'll never have that, but you know.
But
you're doing great things in her name.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's all we can do now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that will never stop.
Yeah, and that's really what's important, isn't it? Because, you know, it is all kind of fun and games and, you know, a run and all of those things, but actually a lot of people are running the marathon for really worthwhile causes, and you know, there is a lot of pain and emotion and grief and hope as well behind all of those runs, which you know, gives it all purpose. So I'm hoping that inshallah, off the back of this, all of the charities that all of our runners were supporting will be supported by our listeners as well. Thank you both so much for speaking to me.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for having us.